was super stoked. Done that. God. Smashing climb that was. So the next off-road is off to get the trig point. So I'll explain what trig bagging is. I hadn't heard of it, and then I heard of it from somewhere. I forget where it was, which is handy, but I bought a book called Cardiganshire Trig Bagger, and it's got all the 61 Ordnance Survey triangulation pillars in it from Ceredigion. All mapped out in the book with grid ref and so on, so you can visit each one if you want. And that's what I'm doing today. This will be my first one since I got the book. I've done a few. I've done the one in Aber, and I've done Lemon, but I am trying to do them all on the bike, so I'll do those two again. Well, I did Plyn Lemon with the bike, but I want so I might use that old picture. I want a picture of the bike at each one, basically. So it's a nice little logbook. It's got all the list, numerical and alphabetical, and then you can rate it for difficulty and how many steps you took and what the ascent was. So how many steps you made to get there. I'll just put that all right miles ridden from that. But it's a good little challenge, and you have, it's not just Ceredigion, they've got the historic counties of Wales, so we've got Carmarthenshire and Merionethshire, they've got Shropshire, and I think it may be Herefordshire. It's a series on Amazon. So this is the first one that I've plotted a Strava route to. It's called Banc by Drain. It's a good start though, isn't it? If you've forgotten the name of the place where you're going. It's a loop all the way around the forest track, and then there's an off-road track through the forest, and who knows what that's going to be like. So yeah, Cardiganshire Trig Bagger. Not too much money on Amazon. Should be something. It's an excuse to get out to somewhere I've not been, so thought I'd do one fairly close by and see what it's like. Enjoying it so far. Gosh, what a view! Wow, that's the Aberdyfi from here. Didn't know that. As far as I know, that's still the forest track. So, because you're allowed to cycle on forest tracks. Even, well, obviously it's not in the forest, but I think, you know, technically you're not trespassing, so I have to hop the gate. Look over there. We're in the thick of it now. And the problem with the GPS route is if you zoom in too far on a Wahoo, your route outline sort of disappears. And your route outline's only there if you've gone off route. And I've gone off route now, so I'm sort of walking in a tighter, ever tighter circle around to like the top of the hill. So I'm off route. I might go that way because it looks like it'll get me up the hill. Trig points are usually at the high point of everything that's around them, so pardon me. So there shouldn't be too difficult to find, he says. It's 12:45 now, so we'll see what time we actually get there. I think I'm quite close. Approaching the top of this little hill. Just noticed the midges are out, but they're not too... They don't feel too bitey. But maybe I'll come to regret that statement. It's just a slow push through the undergrowth. I've just seen it, thinking, oh, you think you're never going to find anything. And then suddenly, it's here. Just got to get there. Have you spotted it on the camera yet? Because I just looked up and then looked down and looked up in the same place, and then I saw it. Ow. It's quite dangerous actually, because where the roots are, the ground is quite high, but where they're not, you step into just nothingness essentially, where all the pine needles have dropped over the decades, and it's made this very soft sort of carpet. Have you seen it yet? This is Banc, Bois Drain, Trig Point. The first one from the book that I've arrived at, so very happy with that. What a location it's in. How tricky it is to get to. They're not all going to be this hard, but I can't really see how they can be much harder, so there's a 2p coin on it. Ordnance Survey Triangulation Station. leaving the Trig point now. I've just noticed someone's painted the stones in the concrete different colours, red and yellow mostly. I've enjoyed Maginsta's pasty. Now we're heading off to do a bit more off-roading and then head back to Aber. It's 1:20 now. So I spent a while with the drone. It's tricky flying the drone in the wind. I took it up just above the tree line and did a 360-degree panorama, and it just about got round, and then when I did the rocket shot I had to cancel that halfway through because it started to blow away. And then I sort of semi-crash landed it in the grass. So we'll leave the spot, it's a lovely spot. Wonder how long that'll last now. We don't use triangulation pillars anymore. They were mostly built for the re-triangulation of Britain just after the war. And then technology improved and now they use radar and aerial photography to map things and get the distance and stuff. So yeah, this looks interesting there. You wonder if in another 100 years if it's still there and whether people will still know what it was all about.
Nice, you can see all of the Dovey estuary down there. I'm looking over towards Banc. And then this is the second gate to climb over.
The sunshine over Abu Dhabi hasn't got here yet. I've just climbed over the first gate and then the second gate. We've got to climb over that and then it's back into the forest and back onto the Pendam road. You can hear the KTM riders off in the distance somewhere. They're very popular with off-roading up here. It's not far from Aber. And there's a lot of tracks to go on, so I'm going to do a bit more off-roading myself and then head down into town.
So I'm on this MTB trail. I might actually be going the wrong way. I don't know actually. No entry at the bottom, so give it a go. I don't know where it comes out. Riding over that. Wow. Is it up the big hill? No, it's not. On this road, which I think is dead end track.
It's Lynn Safudrin. We're heading off up that track. I haven't done it before, so we'll turn off where the vans are. And then the other way is an anti-mock, which I've ridden quite a few times. So I was riding up this hill and I heard this terrible, like a cracking noise, and I thought it'd come from the derailleur or from the wheel, but the saddlebag mounting bolt has snapped. You can see the end of the bolt in there and there, and then the other end's down here, and the bolt has vanished. I can't see it. So that's happened before. Twice actually. And so I've got some spare bolts in the toolkit. I think it's just the weight on the bolt is probably too much for it, maybe with the drone in as well, so it is a bit annoying. But I was going to look for the bolt because of it had some good washers on it, but I doubt I'll find it. I'll have a wander down and then I'll see if I've got the spare bolts to fit. So that'll be a few minutes sat on the mountainside. It's nice up here. I was getting quite good up this climb. Never ridden it. It's not too bad. I only stopped for this bit. I checked all the spokes in the derailleur and I got back on, and then it made a noise, and then I got back off again, and now I've discovered what the actual cracking noise was. So I'll get on with that and I'll try and fix it. So I've just fixed the bolt. Saddlebag's back on as it should be, and the rain has started to come down quite sharp. I've put my coat and my jersey on. Oh, now all of the rocks are very slippery, and so yeah, what a change from having a heat wave for the past 3 days into this morning. Now it feels quite cold. Riding through the grass now. There's no massively defined track. Be careful I don't get lost actually. You can very quickly get cold up here. Oh, I can see the house and the Pendam mountain road actually, so it's not bad. I know where I am. don't really want to go through their garden. We've reached the mountain road. That's Pontoid direction. I'm going this way though, to Nanterarian. I came around that little cottage there. So I'll head that way and then to Nanterarian, and then maybe do a track, mountain bike track down to the visitor centre, and then do the A44 back home. It's unfortunate the GoPro battery's gone flat, because I could have ridden along this and filmed it. I have just ridden it, so I thought I'd walk it. It's the trails down to where the Nanterarian Visitor Centre used to be. So they're not suitable for the wombat, but we're getting down. I'm not doing the jumps, so I'm going around them and getting off. So for example, there's a jump here. Lovely view through the forest though. But yeah, this jump, it's not that big, but for the wombat I think it's too much, so I don't want to damage it. So I'll walk over that. But I'll film this tiny bit as I'm going along. Junction here. Oh, it's pouring down though. I think I should have gone the other way. Yeah, I should have. This is like that's a nice trail actually. I wish the GoPro was still working. I'll see if I can resurrect it just for this last bit. But anyway, that's the A44 over there and the Nanterarian former visitor centre. And then straight down the A44 back to Aber, which is that way. Dare I say, looking a bit clearer. But it's going to be a coat job all the way. Well, my first trig point of the trig bagging mission which I'm on for, it'll take a few years I'd imagine with everything else that's probably getting in the way, stuff I've got to do and things like that. So 31 miles that was in 5.5 hours, so a good ride. Tough. The mountain bike trails over to Nanterarian were fantastic. I've got to go back and film it properly with the GoPro, because it looked pretty, well, it was fun. It would have looked fun on camera. Happy without the bike though. Rain stopped for a while here by the looks of it, and it looks like it's brightening up. So yeah, pleased with how that went. Got to dry off now. And that's one down, 60 to go. So I'll say thank you very much for watching. Until next time, cheerio.